All right, earlier today I had a customer come up. Mr. Bruce came up and he brought me a transmission that we built back in 2017 that he broke. And never like to hear that when somebody has a problem with something that I've built. But he was close enough to come up here and let us take it apart and see what we found. He said that it was broken on a hard launch and the fluid is nice and clean. The pump had pressure, and this one was done in 2017. So I'm going to start from the front and say he had a 10 vein pump because I don't have any spare 7 vein pumps to upgrade everybody. 10 vein pump works fine if it's set up right. But there is a little gouging there. So why did it gouge? That's a good question. I don't know. I verified it. No gouging in there. I verified it with my gauge, and it was right at 2 to 1.5 thousandths. And here's my gauge, all over the place. I don't see any taper, so interesting. We're gonna get another stator body and swap it out for him. And we found the failure pretty easily. When you make a lot of power and you get a good launch, the splines, there's a little flash for you. The splines check out. Okay. They check out. So basically what's no good is the overdrive planet, the overdrive ring gear, and the input shaft. And none of this is billet. And yes, if it was billet, there's a good chance it would have survived. Bruce said he got a really good launch. He has some sticky tires, etc., etc. He runs 30 to 35 pounds of boost on a long rod stroker motor. So let's just go through and see what else we can find. There's overrun. There's our engine braking. One item of note is the gaskets are all the gaskets came out in one piece. So that means he never got it hot. Nothing was cooked. We have fourth clutch. Guys are not supposed to race in fourth clutch. And fourth gear. Looks beautiful. And we come down to forward clutch. Forward clutch looks great. Clutch looks great. Then we get down to our band and our direct clutch. Look at our band, or look at our drum. I can get the glare off that. That's a nice looking drum. This is a narrow band, and bands are problematic for these units. Look at this band. So 3,000 miles, and to quote him, they were not easy miles. This is a dual fed unit. Now, indirect, we do have a little bit of heat, but it hadn't failed. And you can see the clutches are a little dark. This is a 6-plate direct with a billet apply ring in there, and it has a fancy pressure plate. I'm not sure where I put that. And just to see how dark they've gotten, that's a fresh blue plate. And I compared it to some other ones I've taken apart, and they're dark too. So we're looking pretty normal. So if he's running 30, 35 pounds of boost on a long rod stroker motor, up 140 mile an hour, he's really making some street power there. And I missed this initially, but look at that. So this is a billet forward drum. Judging by the welds, I'm not sure. It's either from Extreme or it's from Husick, one of the two, because those are the guys I was getting these from in 2017. It's not a McClay drum. So that's no good. It has to get sent back out. Roller eyes, low support. no other real damage anywhere. Everything looks good. Low sprag's happy. So for me as a builder, this is good feedback. So he really beat the snot out of this thing, and it held up pretty good. Here's what's in the pan. Not much. He was running I think it's a Circle D converter, lockup converter. And look at this gasket. That's cool. I wonder if that's reusable. So it's clean. So doesn't need a jet wash. It can be cleaned up lightly. And we're going to get him some new parts. We're going to see if he wants to do some overdrive parts, billet parts and overdrive. If not, we'll put stock parts back in it. I mean, not a bad. It's still overhaul. It's not a repair. It's still a rebuild. Has to be gone back through. Governor pinned. He said he was shifting about 6,200. So I use Teflon rings throughout, like I do. Here we go. Those look good. No groovies inside there. So not a bad unit, Bruce. We can fix it, brother. And like you said, if you turn the boost down to 25, 28, it should live a little bit longer this time.